Standard advice says your vitality dies at 60. But your body is hiding a secret. You don't lack testosterone. It's being held prisoner. Think of your bloodstream as a high-security vault where your hormones are bound by chemical handcuffs, unable to reach your cells. This is why you feel drained and soft, despite doing everything right. You aren't getting old. Your body just lost the key to its own engine. Today, we're revealing the 5 specific additions to your morning coffee that dissolve these handcuffs and reactivate your masculine biology. To understand how to fix the problem, we first have to identify the warden of this biological prison. Most men over 60 make a critical mistake. They focus entirely on their total testosterone levels. They see a number on a lab report and think they know the whole story. But your body doesn't care about the total amount. It only cares about what's free. Deep in your liver, a protein is produced called SHBG, sex hormone binding globule. Think of SHBG as a biological sponge. Its job is to float through your bloodstream and soak up excess hormones. In your youth, this system is balanced. But as we cross the threshold of 60, SHBG levels often skyrocket. Suddenly, this protein isn't just a regulator, it's a scavenger. It grabs your testosterone molecules and binds to them with an iron grip. Once bound, that testosterone becomes biologically dead. It can't enter your muscles, it can't sharpen your brain, and it can't fuel your vitality. It is there, circulating in your veins, but it's effectively invisible to your cells. You aren't necessarily running out of fuel, your fuel lines are simply clogged with these molecular handcuffs. This is why standard advice often fails. But what if you could use your morning ritual, your coffee, not just as a stimulant, but as a delivery system to signal your liver to back off? What if 5 simple additions could begin to break those bonds? Let's look at the first key to unlocking that cage. The first thing you must understand is that your hormone system is a factory, and like any factory, it cannot produce a finished product without raw materials. For decades, we've been told that cholesterol is the enemy, a biological villain clogging our pipes. But here is the hidden truth. Testosterone is literally made from cholesterol. Without it, your quote hormone factory is forced to shut down its assembly line, no matter how hard your brain signals it to work. When you drink black coffee on an empty stomach after 60, you are often sending a surge of caffeine into a system that is low on fuel. This triggers a spike in cortisol, the stress hormone. In the hierarchy of your biology, stress always beats vitality. Your body shifts into survival mode, diverting resources away from testosterone production to handle the perceived emergency. By adding a high-quality source of healthy fats to your coffee, specifically MCT oil or a small amount of grass-fed butter, you are performing a biological bait and switch. You are providing the liver with the direct precursors it needs to build steroid hormones while simultaneously smoothing out the caffeine's impact. Imagine your testosterone production as a high-tech manufacturing plant. If the trucks carrying the raw materials are stuck in traffic, the factory sits idle. These healthy fats act as an express lane, delivering the bricks and mortar directly to the construction site. It transforms your coffee from a jittery stimulant into a steady, hormonal fuel. But providing the raw materials is only the first step. Because even if the factory is running, there is a thief in the system, looking to steal that energy before it ever reaches your muscles. Even with the right fuel in your system, there is a silent saboteur waiting to intercept it. In the world of biology, this is known as the pregnenolone steal. Think of your body's internal resources as a single stream of raw energy. When you are under metabolic stress caused by unstable blood sugar or high insulin, your body faces a choice. Should it use that energy for vitality and repair or for immediate survival? After 60, your cells often become less sensitive to insulin, creating a leaky energy system. When you drink coffee, the caffeine can cause a temporary spike in blood sugar. If that sugar isn't managed, your body panics. It views this as a crisis and steals the building blocks intended for testosterone to create cortisol, the stress hormone, instead. It's like a construction crew taking the bricks meant for a beautiful home and using them to build a temporary flood wall. This is where our second addition comes in, Ceylon cinnamon. Not just any cinnamon, but specifically the Ceylon variety. Cinnamon acts as a biological shield. It contains compounds that mimic insulin, helping your cells absorb sugar more efficiently. By smoothing out those blood sugar spikes in your morning brew, you are effectively telling your body that the crisis is over. You are firing the thief and securing the warehouse. When your blood sugar is stable, the pregnenolone steal stops, and your body can finally afford to invest in your hormonal health again. But even with the factory protected, there is another problem, the delivery system. If the roads in your body are blocked, the hormones can't reach their destination. Even if your hormone factory is running perfectly and the thief has been stopped, you still face a massive logistical hurdle. Testosterone is a signal, but a signal is useless if it never reaches the receiver. After 60, your vascular system, the 60,000 miles of pipes in your body, often becomes rigid and narrow. Think of your body as a vast farm. You have a full reservoir of water, but your irrigation canals are clogged with silt and debris. The water is there, but the crops are still wilting. This is exactly what happens when your blood flow is compromised. Your testosterone stays trapped in the main highways of your arteries, unable to reach the small fields of your muscles and brain cells. This is why our third addition is pure, non-alkalized cocoa. Natural cocoa is packed with flavonols, compounds that trigger the production of nitric oxide. In your biology, nitric oxide is the great expander. It signals your blood vessels to relax and open up, effectively flushing the silt out of your irrigation canals. When you add a tablespoon of raw cocoa to your coffee, you aren't just flavoring it, you are widening the delivery routes. Furthermore, cocoa is one of the densest sources of magnesium, a mineral that acts as a natural lubricant for your hormonal system, helping to prevent testosterone from getting stuck to those SHBG handcuffs we discussed earlier. You are clearing the pipes and ensuring that every milligram of hormone you produce actually lands on its target. But even with the roads open, there is a specific molecular lock that keeps most of your testosterone out of reach. And the next ingredient is the closest thing to a master key science has ever found. We have reached the most critical discovery in our journey. Remember the chemical handcuffs we discussed earlier? The SHBG protein that binds your testosterone and makes it useless? Even if you have the best fuel, the best protection, and the perfect irrigation system, as long as those handcuffs are locked, your vitality is on a leash. But what if there was a way to pick that lock? Enter our fourth addition, boron. Boron is a trace mineral that is often missing from our modern soil and diet, yet it is perhaps the most potent lockpicker in human biology. Clinical studies have shown that just a small, consistent dose of boron can significantly decrease SHBG levels in as little as 1 week. Think of boron as the master key. When it enters your bloodstream, it effectively competes for the same spots on the SHBG protein where your testosterone is trapped. It nudges the hormone out of its bound state, setting it free. Suddenly, that dead testosterone circulating in your veins becomes free testosterone, active, alive, and ready to work. By adding just a tiny, precise amount of liquid boron or a trace mineral complex to your morning coffee, you are performing a molecular jailbreak. You aren't just trying to make more testosterone, you are liberating what you already have. This is why men who use this specific mineral often report a sudden return of mental clarity and physical strength that they haven't felt in decades. But there is one final piece to the puzzle. Because for this entire system to stay online, your brain needs to believe that it is safe to be strong. The final secret isn't about fuel or logistics, it's about the command center. Your body operates on a strict hierarchy of survival. Deep in your brain, the hypothalamus acts like a biological radar, constantly scanning your environment for threats. If this radar detects chronic stress or, quote, internal noise, it sends a shutdown signal to your hormonal axis. It decides that now is not the time for vitality, it's the time for hypervigilance. For men over 60, this noise is often constant. It's the invisible weight of decades of responsibility, poor sleep, or unspoken anxiety. This is why our fifth and final addition is ashwagandha extract. Think of ashwagandha as a biological tuning fork. It belongs to a rare class of herbs called adaptogens. Its primary job is to lower the volume of cortisol and recalibrate your nervous system. By adding a small dose of ashwagandha to your coffee, you are essentially telling your brain's command center that the environment is safe. When the stress alarm stops ringing, the brain finally gives the green light to the HPTA axis, the communication line between your head and your hormone-producing organs. It's like clearing the static from a radio signal. Suddenly, the instructions to produce testosterone are heard loud and clear. By combining this with the previous 4 ingredients, you aren't just taking supplements, you are performing a full system reboot. You've provided the fuel, cleared the roads, unlocked the handcuffs, and finally given the order to start the engines. Your biology is not a static machine that simply breaks down with age. It is a dynamic, living symphony. When you feel the decline of your energy or the softening of your drive after 60, it's rarely because the music has stopped. It's because the instruments are out of tune. By adding these 5 elements to your morning ritual, you are doing more than just drinking coffee. You are providing the cholesterol fuel to start the factory, the cinnamon shield to stop the theft of your resources, the cocoa irrigation to open the pathways, the boron key to unlock your trapped hormones, and the ashwagandha signal to calm the alarm in your brain. This is the hidden truth about aging. You don't have to accept a diminished version of yourself. Your body is constantly listening to the signals you send it. When you change those signals, your biology has no choice but to adapt. Start small, listen to your body's response, and remember that your morning cup of coffee is now a powerful tool for reclamation. You aren't just fighting time, you are mastering the mechanisms that define your vitality. Because the best version of your life doesn't have to be behind you, it can be fueled by the very next cup you pour.